This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com. Another wrestling edition, Smackdown recap. This one is April 9th, 2015. It was in Dallas, Texas. You had Byron Saxton, Tom Phillips, and Jerry the King Lawler as your commentators. The SmackDown started off with the Intercontinental Champion, Daniel Bryan, making his way to the ring, getting the yes movement going, doing his little sideway hops. Cool to see him do that. He pretty much came out to talk about how he was disrespected by Sheamus and Daniel Bryan in his last match where, he was wrestling Sheamus, and when he was on the outside, Bad News Barrett hit him with the bull hammer, causing him to lose the match, pretty much knocking him out, and he lost the match via count up. So, pretty much Bad News Barrett came out and started bragging on the fact that he did hit him with the bull hammer. Then Sheamus came out and bragged on the fact that, he did beat him and whatnot, and was calling him like an insect and whatnot. And of course, the crowd got on Sheamus with the new look, with the "You Look Stupid" chants. And Sheamus and Bad News Barrett pretty much said that they was going to just come down on the ring and whoop Daniel Bryan. So they went and got on a ring apron. And then Dolph Ziggler music just came from out of nowhere. He runs in the ring and say, "Hey, y'all want to squabble? Let's squabble." Well, Big Show music hit. Boom. He's like, "Look, I'm tired of everybody trying to act like I ain't the man and I ain't the giant. So I want to go ahead and squish these little people too, these little insects." So it's a 3-on-2 match. And then Roman Reigns' music hit, crowd goes nuts. He come down. It's 3-on-3 at that point. They attack, the Big Show, Sheamus, and Bad News Barrett, and they pretty much run to the back. So the next match would be Cesaro and Tyson Kidd versus The New Day. The New Day is getting booed hard. They just booing them, and every time, they do every time they do that cadence, the crowd go, "New Day sucks, New Day sucks," and every time they go, "New Day," crowd just always answers "sucks," and they're allowing the New Day to visibly be frustrated by the whole experience with the crowd. Big E came pretty much saying that that they disrespect them and they have to love them because they're positive and that they're gonna learn to love them and whatnot. And it was a pretty decent match, actually. That was a good way to start off, your SmackDown. There was a lot of good action, showcased again with some of the smaller guys and why they need a cruiserweight division because the action that Kid did and Kofi Kingston did was really pretty impressive. Uh, Good big guy move. You had Cesaro do a gut-wrench suplex on Big E. That was pretty good. And overall, the crowd was just relentless on New Day. And Kofi Kingston started looking at him after he was doing some really cool move. Boom, boom, boom. Crowd was still booing him. He looked over to the side, confused, and they ultimately end up causing him to lose the match. So, the tag team champions, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, they end up winning the match. Really good match. I actually say that was one of the better matches I've seen in a long time. I give that one about a 9 out of 10. And let's see, then they recapped how the heavyweight title, how the Extreme Rules match for the heavyweight title came about. They went throughout that entire process. So I won't recap that. Go take a look at my old recaps. Next thing, you saw Curtis Axel in the ring, and he's plugging his Axelmania. And then he said that pretty much Neville got lucky. Last time they wrestled, called Neville back out, and NXT chants start. And once again, showcasing the need for the cruiserweight division because the stuff that Neville does is on par with your lucha styles and your cruiserweight styles from WCW lore. So long story short, Neville ends up winning. He did his little red arrow, that corkscrew splash that he did from the top rope to end the match, and of course the crowd liked that. Match was pretty decent. I'd say an 8 out of 10. Then the next thing you had was an interview with Natalia, Camera, and Alicia Fox, and they was pretty much saying, do you feel guilty about tricking Kane into giving y'all a Divas Battle Royal when obviously Naomi is the number one contender for the match? And it was like, no, and you know, uh, that interview just pretty much turned into discord between all three ladies. And next thing you know, the next match is Natalia versus Alicia Fox, because they start pushing each other during the interview and start fighting. And Cameron got in between them until people was able to, break them apart. So Cameron was actually the special guest referee. Actually, a pretty decent match. The crowd was into it. I would say that. Definitely looking at the people in the stands, they were into it. Match started off really fast paced, which was good, but it progressively just slowed down. Natty ended up winning the match with a sharpshooter. Pretty decent match. 7 out of 10. And then after the match, Cameron gave both of the ladies a DDT, which was unexpected and both good. So looking forward to the Diva Battle Royal for the number one contender. Of course, everybody's gonna gang up on Naomi more than likely, but we'll see. So Bray Wyatt, he starts cutting a promo about Eric Rowan and how he used to be like a little lost child before he met him and whatnot, and say he gonna destroy him. And just imagine that's somebody he loved, what he'll do to people he don't love, pretty much. So that match was pretty slow paced. I think that was probably the worst match on SmackDown. Um, Crowd wasn't really into it. You didn't see anybody really stand up or anything for it. So Bray Wyatt ended up winning a pretty much lackluster match about 6 out of 10. Then the Miz did his Miz TV, pretty much plugging the Marine 4, and was talking about how good of a star it was. Summer Rae came out and told him, look, keep in mind that we're both in it. We're co-stars, and Miz start talking bad about her, saying she wasn't a co-star. She was just a kind of like a really pushed extra. And then she started talking about him and his relationship with Mizdow, and Miz pretty much started saying that he blamed the WWE Universe for bucking up Mizdow head, and making him pretty much not a good person to work with anymore. And so Mizdow hits the ring, and Miz tell that Mizdow he'll forgive everything if he just tell him, if you shake his hand and tell him he's sorry. So Mizdow does shake his hand, say he's sorry. Then end up saying, hey, I'm sorry I didn't do this soon enough. Punch Miz, floor him. Miz roll out of the ring. Mizdow look around, see Summer Rae in the ring, decide to just go ahead and give her a big kiss. Summer Rae's flustered, good times. And then the last match was actually the 6-man tag team match, of course. The Big Show, Sheamus, and Bad News Bear versus Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan. It was actually a pretty decent match. I'll give them that. Uh, it was a great showcase of showing, hey, we're big, we're stronger than everybody else. Y'all can't really mess with us. A lot of times, like Daniel Bryan put his finishing move, the arm lock on the Big Show. Big Show literally rolled him and just threw him. It was a lot of cool little things like that, just to show that those big guys are really strong guys. Uh, it had a lot of power moves to get the crowd to oohing and whatnot. Dolph Ziggler did a really good job of selling a chest slap that the Big Show did when he jumped in the air trying to splash Big Show while he's laying on the turnbuckles. Big Show just caught him clean in the chest, and Dolph Ziggler did a great job of selling the lick. Um, Surprisingly, this crowd in Dallas was really, really into Roman Reigns, and they were excited once he finally got tagged in. Roman Reigns was loading up the Superman punch the whole time, and just really played to the crowd. He ended up winning the match, ended up spearing Bad News Bear for the win. The match was about an 8 out of 10. All in all, started off really well, got kind of boring towards the middle, and then it ended off pretty well. So it was a good SmackDown all in all. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as always, Playtime's Care. As always, comment, let me know what you think of my recap. Let your friends know. And you can donate to the page. I get bigger and badder stuff, whatever it is you need. Peace.